In this video, I'm going to share two important revelations. This is coming from a brother and a sister in the United States. Now, the brother is called Jason, and then the sister, I think the sister didn't put her name, but she actually recorded a video narrating the revelation. And this brother also recorded an audio narrating his revelation. Now, brother Jason spoke about something that was revealed to him in the land of New York City. And sincerely, this is quite deep. I want you to listen to what the Lord showed to him. We are in the end times and strange things are beginning to happen. We need to understand and seek discernment from God. And also, this sister, who is also from the United States, also had a revelation about Russian troops attacking the land of America. Now, when you listen deep to what this sister was shown, I want you to listen for yourself. It is not going to be easy. If you are on the land of America, begin to pray now, most especially when America has just launched an attack on Iran. We do not know what is going to happen next. So I'm not going to waste much time. I'm going to leave these two people to share their messages with you. I want you to listen and then share your thoughts about.
In this dream, I was in the heart of Times Square in New York City. It was a bright sunny day, and everyone was outside and enjoying time spent with their families, friends, and loved ones. All of a sudden, the next thing I know is that there were these huge barricades blocking off certain streets. Keep in mind, I'm actually from New York City, so I know the street network around Times Square very well. The next thing I remember was pure chaos as everyone was running and screaming. I thought to myself, what are these barricades for? Are they trying to protect us from something the public is not supposed to see? After this, I think I remembered hearing a voice say something along the lines of get under my arc of protection. As a result of this, people started to take sides in their covering, and there were two groups of people. I ran into one, not really thinking about the consequences, and when the chaos had settled, a bright light shone on the group opposite of where I was standing. I was so nervous that I ended up forcing myself to wake up, and that was the dream. I don't know what the message behind this is, but I do believe that it is a wake-up call to myself and other Christians around the world to get in alignment with God before it is too late. So I pray for everyone's family right now. Amen.
Hey, fellow saints, I just had a dream about Russia invading America at 8:15 this morning, June 14th, 2025. I wrote it all down, as you can see here, and I'm just going to get right into the dream. I'm not going to spend too much talking. So basically, there have been many dreams I have seen over the years of people having the same dream about America being invaded by Russia and China. But anyway, so my dream started out, I was sleeping and it was a bright sunny day. I was with my family, including my mother and father. And while I was sleeping, the dream showed me a bird's eye view of Russian troops marching in regular American neighborhoods. Then my dream zoomed out and I could see Russian troops coming from different sides, meaning they were coming onto the shores of America through the water, by combat military boats and pulling up onto shore. And then the dream took me back to a bird's eye view of the Russian troops going into a lot of neighborhoods in America. And I just knew in my spirit in the dream that they would kill some Americans as soon as they saw them, but others they would keep alive for other purposes, such as slaves or workers. So then the dream switches to showing them coming into my neighborhood. And keep in mind, you all, this is in broad daylight. So as I'm watching the Russian soldiers, like a movie overhead, they were extremely organized, y'all. Extremely efficient with their weapons and very strategically tactical.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
They were far better soldiers than any American soldiers that I've seen. And I used to be in the military. So trust me when I say they are on another level military wise. They weren't playing games, they were focused, and they appeared willing to get the job done at all costs. So basically, American soldiers were child's play compared to the Russian soldiers. They were moving swiftly but quietly through the trees, backyards, and different areas around the neighborhoods. They were incapacitating homes with ease and moving to the next one within minutes, which basically means they were disarming the alarms in American homes, disrupting the phone services so you can't make phone calls or your phones can't be traced, messing up your Wi-Fi services and everything like that. So you couldn't call or be tracked, killing the dogs in the backyard and things like that. They were doing it quick. Then the dream took me to the Russian soldiers shooting this black thing in the air, and they missed the first time. And then I had jumped out of my sleep right before they started shooting things in the air. And I looked out my window and saw the Russian soldiers getting closer to my home. But from a distance, before they got closer, they were just shooting this stuff up into the air, like all of them was, until it got dark. So whatever it was like darkening up the area, if that makes any sense. And then I saw them all pull down their masks over their faces after it got really dark. So basically, they had shot some stuff into the air, and it looked like it was meant to make the area darker or to be easier to sneak into that particular area. Once I saw that, then I ran downstairs where my mother and my father was and started yelling for them to grab a gun. And I kept saying to them, I told you we should have left the country. I said, Ma, I told you we should have left the country. I told you we should have left America. I told you we should have been left. And I said that like maybe 4 or 5 times. And my mother just put her hand on her mouth and her eyes got wide and she just started shaking her head in disbelief. We only had our handguns in the house. We are carriers. So we had our handguns in the house, and my dad quickly threw us all a handgun, and he and my mom hid and waited for them to come to the door. I guess they were going to try to shoot them when they bust through the door, but I decided to run back upstairs to the room and look back out the window. And as soon as I did that, I saw the Russian soldiers shooting a strange looking weapon I've never seen before into the houses near me. And they were shooting things through the windows of all the homes. And I noticed they were extremely proficient and accurate in their shooting, guys. And weapon skills. They were hardly missing any targets, like hardly. They were aiming for. So whatever they were shooting at, they were hitting it, like on the target and like the first time, y'all. Then I looked down and saw a female Russian soldier, and she looked up and shot right through the window that I was looking out of. And I had just enough time to look down at what she shot because it had landed on my floor, and I saw it, and and it looked just like a sphere. It looked like a metallic black, small metallic black sphere. And this was silly, but for whatever odd reason, I chose to pick it up in my dream, and I was about to head downstairs to go warn my parents about it, but the sphere dissolved in my hands and I fell to the floor and stopped moving. Then my dream showed me back downstairs, and the Russians managed to get through my parents' front door, and the female Russian soldier that had shot the sphere in my window upstairs rushed in first, and my dad grabbed her and was trying to stop her from coming in. And while he was wrestling or fighting with the woman, the male Russian soldiers rushed in through the house, and there was like a lot of them, and they look organized, like they just looked like they all knew where to go or what they were going to do. And as soon as a bunch of them came running into the house, I woke up from the dream. So that was my Russian invasion dream. It's the only dream that I've ever had like that. I've never had any type of dream like that. And I'm 36 years old and I've never had that kind of dream before. I've never had that. And I know there have been other dreams people have been having about Russia and China invade America. I'm contemplating a plan to possibly leave the country or at least try to have an escape plan. I will continue to pray to God and tell him to give me some sort of confirmation on what to do about this. I have another dream on my channel. If you want to click and see it, you can. That's up to you. Just click on my profile. But it's a rapture dream. And yes, I did send it to a few rapture channels, but they haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, so Shalom, brothers. You know, call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. And as you can see, that was a dream. And these are we in that time, brothers. We in the times. All right. So that lady had that. First, the man had a dream. You know, about things going on with barricades, and when barricades are being put on the streets and all that, that's because all hell gonna break loose. All right. So that's happening. That, well, it's obviously Jacob's trouble, but we in that time. Let's go to Joel 2. We keep reading this every week. We're reading this scripture because we're in that time, and the Lord is pouring the Spirit to everyone, showing them visions. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And also upon your servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my Spirit. So, we know something big is going to happen here. And the Russian troops, we speak about this all the time. You got the sleeper cells out there. You got the lone wolves out there. You got Black Swan events out there. They're here. And when the time is right, they're going to break loose. And there may be something. Now, she said she said that she had touched the black sphere and it dissolved in her hand. That could be anything, like a biological warfare. Something this place might be hit. The Lord speaks about the plagues. Let's go to Second Ezra, and I'm gonna finish right there. Let's go to Second Ezra. What is that? 9. Second Ezra. No, it's 15. Is it? Yep. Second Ezra 15 and 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. And this is a dark saying, speaking about America. And ancient Egypt, the Lord, brought judgment upon them with different plagues, and would destroy all the land thereof. Yeah, Egypt is still thriving right now as we speak. So this is speaking about a future Egypt, which is America. The Lord is ultimately going to destroy this land completely. All right. But the point is, he's going to do what? He's going to bring plagues as before. So, her having that dream with one of the Russian troops shooting into her window, and it was like a black sphere, and then she grabbed it and it dissolved. It could be something similar to like that anthrax they had back some years back. So it could be biological warfare. Things about to get heated up. Things about to get bad, brothers. There's going to be a lot of death. And this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High Yahweh shall bring upon it, man. And that's why we need the Lord, brothers. So, hey, shalom.